The Strait of Hormuz. Every mention of this name in news, analysis, and war discussions creates an invisible pressure. A narrow waterway, but on which the entire world's economic balance rests.
Countless ships travel this route every day. They carry oil, fuel, and a huge part of the world economy. But the question is it just a sea route? Or is there something hidden within it that we don't yet fully understand?
Because honestly, the Strait of Hormuz is much more important than we think. It is not just a line on a map. It is a reality where nature, history, economics, and the story of human survival are intertwined.
Imagine a place where the sun is so intense that noon means everything stops. Hot air, dry soil, and a severe shortage of fresh water. An environment where survival is a challenge.
Yet people have been coming here for thousands of years. Merchants have crossed distant seas. Explorers have risked their lives. As soon as you set foot on Hormuz Island, you are struck by its strangely colored mountains. Red, yellow, orange, purple. Nature is like a giant painting painted by its own hands. But behind this beauty lies billions of years of geological history, volcanic heat, ocean pressure, and the long changes of time have created this amazing landscape.
The people of this island do not fight against the environment. They understand the environment, then adapt themselves. Life here goes according to the rhythm of nature. Work starts in the morning, break at noon. Work starts again in the evening.
The houses are built in such a way that the air can circulate easily. The walls are thick, the windows are small. Everything is planned. This place teaches us an important lesson. Survival is not just about having wealth, but also knowing how to use what you have wisely.
Hundreds of years ago, before modern statehood, this region was one of the most important centers of global trade. Merchants from India, Arabia, Africa, and Europe used this route. Ships carrying spices, pearls, cloth, and other valuable goods regularly sailed here.
At various times in history, the Portuguese Empire, the Persian Empire, and other powerful powers have tried to establish control over this region. Because everyone knew that whoever controlled Hormuz would also be able to influence trade. The water temperature here is so high that coral cannot survive in such an environment in many places on the planet. But the coral here has adapted over thousands of years. This coral is not just a symbol of beauty. Fish, fishermen, coastal life, everything depends on it. Huge oil tankers pass by this island every day, so large that from a distance they look like floating cities. Every day, about 1/5 of the world's seaborne oil passes through this strait. In other words, Hormuz is not just a waterway. It is the lifeline of the global economy. On one side is the multi-billion-dollar energy trade. On the other are small coastal villages. Two completely different realities coexist here. In today's world, the importance of Hormuz is immense, not only for the economy, but also militarily. The world's strongest navies are regularly present in this region, because everyone knows that if this route is operational, the world market remains stable. But what if this route is closed for some reason? Then not only will oil prices rise, the entire global economy could become unstable. This is why the major powers always keep an eye on Hormuz. Even a small tension here becomes international news. But Hormuz faces another major challenge. The world is changing. Ocean temperatures are rising. Pollution is rising. Environmental pressures are rising. The effects of this change are felt first in places where the ecological balance is most delicate. Hormuz is just such a place. If corals are destroyed, fish will decrease. If fish decrease, human life will change. If mangrove forests are lost, the entire food chain will be affected. According to experts, the importance of Hormuz will not decrease in the coming decades. Although the world is moving towards renewable energy, its dependence on oil and gas is still very high.
As a result, strategic competition around this region will continue in the future. At the same time, environmental risks will also increase. Therefore, the future of Hormuz is a major test not only of the economy, but also of the environment and sustainability.
There is also a mangrove forest, a forest where trees grow in salt water. This forest is the birthplace of countless marine animals. The entire food chain begins here. Losing a forest means not just losing a few trees, it means losing an entire future. It would be a mistake to view Hormuz as just a thin line on a map. It is at the same time a meeting point of history, nature, economy, environment, and geopolitics. Every change that occurs here touches the rest of the world in one way or another. The story of Hormuz is not just the story of a strait.
This is a story of human adaptation, a story of survival, and a story of the future. Because the world is changing, slowly but surely. And those who can adapt to that change will survive in the future. Hormuz teaches us that lesson.